Yes, hello and welcome to the 2019 Modern Pentathlon European Championships. The best athletes from across Europe meeting to contest the individual and relay competitions. We're here in the beautiful city of Bath in the west of England with Olympic qualification up for grabs. Excitement is building as we prepare for the finals. It's been a busy Modern Pentathlon season with 4 World Cups taking place over the course of the year in Egypt, Bulgaria, Hungary and the Czech Republic. Today is the turn of the mixed relay here in the 2019 Modern Pentathlon European Championships, and as you can see on your screen right now, Modern Pentathlon is a multi-sport event, 5 disciplines over the course of the day: swimming, fencing, riding, and then it is of course the combined laser run. A fantastic and lively end to the event. We begin our coverage today though, as always, in the swimming pool, where athletes have to take part in 200 metres of the Olympic swimming pool. They take it in turns in the mixed relay, one athlete doing 100 metres and the other athlete changing over to do the other athlete's performance. 3,200 metres of the laser run, split by a round of shooting each lap, the perfect way to conclude the day's action. And we begin our coverage in the swimming pool in the final stages of the women's run, and you can see things going pretty well for Hungary out in lane 6, but it is closely contested by the Germans in lane 2 and indeed the Italians in lane 3. So once the women get to the end of this run, they will change over with the men, and it is in lane 6 Hungary, it is in lane 5 Italy, in lane 4 it is the team from Germany, in lane 3 it is the team from Czech Republic, and in lane 2 it is a team from Slovakia. So it can all change in these final stages as the women have now hands over to the men. You can see in the centre of your shot, it is very close indeed between Italy and Germany. It is Italy fractionally ahead at the moment. Valerio Grasselli just ahead then of Matthias Santon from Germany, but it is neck and neck between those 3 lanes in the centre of your shot there, 6, 5 and 4. Hungary on the right hand side, Ilyes Sazbo from Hungary has just edged into the lead. It is Germany in second place at the moment, but it is really close between these 4 lanes, in fact, with the Czech Republic coming back into play into the final stages then of this first of the 2 swimming heats, and Hungary have stormed into the lead. Ilyes Sazbo with the fastest time in second place, Matthias Sanson for Germany in third place, Valerio Grasselli. And there you can see as we move into Heat 2, and we'll bring you all of the action from this second heat. The women getting us underway in the opening stages then. In lane 2, on the far left-hand side of your screen at the moment, it is France, Lisa Riff in the pool at the moment. In lane 3, it is Belarus, Volher Sulkina, who came 4th in the World Cup in Hungary, the 3rd World Cup of the season. In lane 4, it is the team from Russia, Tevekina, currently in the pool. In lane 5, it is the team from Great Britain, Karenza Bryson, currently in the pool, and looking as though she's doing pretty well at the moment, but I think it is Russia out in front as we speak. In lane 6, it is Gintare Venkalskaitė for Lithuania, came 3rd in the relay in Tokyo in the World Cup final, which was back in June, the final World Cup event of the season before, of course, the Europeans, which we are contesting at the moment. We then have the World Championships in Budapest. So we reach the halfway stage, and the men exchange places with the women, and it is very close to call who is going to take gold in this particular event. The fastest time, should I say. Miles Pillish for Great Britain is notoriously fast, and you can see there in lane 5, the second lane on the right-hand side of your shot, that is Miles Pillish in the white swimming hat coming back. It is Russia out in front at the moment. Bardashev from Russia is in the lead as we approach the final 50 metres. It is going to be really close as we approach then the final 30 metres of this race. Miles Pillish is coming back, but to the right of him, it is Dovydas Varda from Lithuania. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Great Britain, Lithuania or Russia? Who take the fastest time in the swimming? It is a flat-out race currently between Great Britain and Russia. It's really going to be close. It looks as though Miles Pillish might be a hand length ahead as we head into the final 2 stages. It is really going to be close, and Miles Pillish takes it by the absolute narrowest of margins. Ahead then of Russia, with Lithuania taking home the third fastest time. My goodness me, that was close, and what a fantastic way to kick off the modern pentathlon event here in Bath. There you can see the confirmation. Great Britain out in front ahead of Russia, Lithuania in third place with Belarus in fourth, France in fifth, and Germany rounding off the top six. Italy, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary being eliminated after there was no contact between the swimmer and the end of the pool at the changeover. But a good start to this Senior European Championships here in Bath. Great Britain with the fastest time. It is then, of course, over to the fencing hall, and the athletes all going up against each other. 6 points for every touch that the athletes manage to make contact with each other. There you can see Lithuania on your screen at the moment. They set the third best score, 19 victories and 17 defeats. You can see Mars Pillage there from Great Britain, a great score from Great Britain. We'll go through all the scores in a couple of moments' time. Belarus as well with a very nice score. Hungary doing well, trying to consolidate and trying to get themselves back into things after being disqualified from the swimming. But there are the official scores. Great Britain with 23 victories and 13 defeats, meaning they are top in both of the first two disciplines. Belarus in second place with 21 victories and 15 defeats, also a very good score. Lithuania rounding up the top three with Czech Republic, 18 victories, as well as France and Italy. And in fact, very little separating ninth and third in terms of the fencing ranking standings. But attention, of course, will now head to the fencing bonus round, which is where we begin our live coverage and is where we can bring in our co-commentator for the day. It is my pleasure to introduce Samantha Murray. Samantha, a Olympic silver medalist at London 2012. Welcome to the commentary box as we look at our first fencing bonus round bout between Hungary and Czech Republic.
Strong fencing nation.
Yeah, Hungary on a good run, in fact, here at the moment, and looking to consolidate after, unfortunately, being disqualified earlier on in the event during the swimming. And there you can see the Hungarians who started the fencing bonus round in the first bout. There you can see up against the Czech Republic in that previous bout. It's now inside the top three. It is the team from Lithuania coming up next. Gintere Venkauskaitė and Dovydas Vaivada. So it will be Sarolta Simon who will be getting things back underway. 30 seconds on the clock. Each bout worth 1 point here on the fencing bonus piece. 2 attempts to get that extra bonus point, both the male and the female athletes. It is the best of 3. So Hungary on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see already with 6 bonus round points. That is rare, can I just say. It's rare that you see a run that high. Lithuania on the right-hand side of the screen, and there is the long reach forward by Simon, which means her teammate Sasbo will take over and look to wrap up this fencing bonus round. And 6 victories so far for Hungary. It's rare that you see such a good run, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I hold the world record, if I can say that.
Do you? I never knew that. What's your record?
It's 11 in a row.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, which I did at Rio 2016. Unfortunately, I fenced well in the bonus round and not in the individual.
These things happen. You still
They do. That's pentathlon. But great run from Hungary. They are a fencing nation. Excellent fencing clubs all around that small country.
And there must be an element of frustration knowing that they've got such a good fencing bonus round score, but not the fencing ranking round score that they would have wanted. They must have thought, oh, if only we'd done this in the ranking rounds.
That's it. And these are young athletes. They're here to make these mistakes and learn from them. They won't be doing that again. They'll make sure they touch the wall and hand over properly in the swimming.
Into the final couple of seconds, and the clock ticks down to 0.
Yeah,
then
timed out,
priority goes the way of Lithuania. So they will contest another battle, these two. In fact, no, it's been given to Hungary. So that is now a 7th victory in a row for Hungary. 7 extra points. My goodness me. This is a heck of a run by the Hungarians. We are in then to the top 2. Belarus will be the next country to make their way out onto the piste. Volha Sulkina and Ivan Kampsu, very experienced athletes, I can tell you that for nothing. and they will be looking to pick up as many extra points as they can and try and close that gap between them and Great Britain, who are out in front at the moment after putting together a very good fencing score and indeed a very good ride. So the two athletes just connecting swords in the middle, as tradition says.
Yeah, it's a French sport, and we really stick to the traditions. It's all the referees speak in French. It's en garde, prêt, allez, and now they have 30 seconds to score that hit.
A sport very much dictated by tradition is modern pentathlon, so Hungary are looking to do what seemingly is the impossible. They started off in the first bout, and if they win this bout, they'll have started from the first bout and will end up in the last bout. Surely they can't go all the way, Samantha.
And this is the interesting part to the bonus round. Once you get on the piece and you gain momentum and your body's active and your mind's engaged, you have a direct advantage to your opponent who's just stepping on, who hasn't had the time to warm up or have a few rounds practice. And that's what makes the bonus round quite special. I mean, you're only gaining 1 second per touch here. This is purely for the spectators. It makes a good show, though. It
certainly does, and it gives fencing and modern pentathlon the perfect opportunity to showcase itself to the world, as we're doing right now here live from Bath. This event obviously taking place a little bit earlier. We'll bring you live coverage of the laser run. If you've never watched a laser run modern pentathlon event, I urge you strongly to stay right where you are. It is absolutely fantastic and drama at its finest. And once again, the touch going the way of the Hungarians on the left-hand side of the stage. And if they can win this bout, which they have done...
Yes, I mean, Simon won that bout because she took the blade. The athlete ran past her, but because she only took it with one movement and not two, that's the rule in FA fencing, that the touch is yours. So for those people who thought maybe the other athlete was off the piece behind the Hungarian, it was actually in one movement, therefore it's allowed. Complicated technical rules of the sport.
You probably heard that big cheer there, and that is, as you might have guessed, being in Bath here for the local British athletes, Mars Pillage and Carenza Bryson, who are just going to make their way onto this stage. And I can tell you, this is potentially on the verge of history as far as my experience in modern pentathlon is concerned.
Absolutely.
I've never seen anyone go from last and win every single bout. It would be a phenomenal achievement, this.
The Hungarians are on a great streak here. Simon, this is her strongest event, the fencing. Carenza, though, being left-handed, is a strong fencer. However, she loses that touch, just stepped in too quickly there with that attack, and Simon picks her off.
Yeah, so that basically means that if Mars Pillage is defeated by Ilyes Zasbo in this final bout, then the unthinkable will have been achieved, and Hungary will have won every single fencing bonus round bout. It would be a phenomenal achievement. Mars Pillage from Great Britain on the right-hand side of your screen. We'll hope that that will not be the case.
If you see the Hungarian athlete is using a pommel, so this is a certain technique in fencing, whereas Miles is using a pistol grip. So two conflicting styles fencing each other right now.
Oh, and there comes the touch then. It is indeed going the way of Hungary. Ilyes Zasbo with 9 victories alongside his teammate Sarolta Simon. Phenomenal performance by the Hungarians. You'll never see this again in modern pentathlon. I can assure you that. It is incredible. Right from the first bout until the last, Hungary winning every single fencing bonus round bout. Unfortunately, it doesn't make too much of a difference to their score, but you can see Great Britain out in front at the moment and on course, potentially for what could be a very impressive gold. Ahead of Belarus in second place, Lithuania in third, Russia in fourth place with France in fifth, Italy in sixth place, the Czech Republic in seventh, Germany in eighth, Slovakia in ninth, and Hungary in 10th. So here we go then, back into the riding arena, and here you can see it is the team from Russia taking their way to the piste, and it's a very unique riding event this. The athletes given just 20 minutes to familiarise themselves with the local horses, and it really is a unique way of riding this, isn't it? You can see the team from Russia making their way to the piste now.
Absolutely. I mean, Ludmila is really getting after this horse here. She's coming into the fence. She clearly doesn't feel total confidence in the action moving forward. She is going really nicely, though, over the fences. Just not taking the best line there. However, the horse is really helping her out. You can see he's got his ears forward. He's enjoying this first outing onto the grass arena today at the European Championships. Again, a bit too much whip action from my point of view, but she's in the saddle and clears that nicely. And now for the changeover, they have to both be in the box at the same time before the other can take off.
Just to set a little bit of context here, so the riding conditions are by no means perfect. We've had heavy downpours inconsistently throughout the day, and you can see there the first knockdown from the Russian team from Bardashev. So yeah, it is difficult conditions for the Russians. The rain has been heavy, and you can see the course is a little bit damp. There's wind in the air as well, and bearing in mind that these athletes do have to come into this riding event having never ridden these horses before, perhaps maybe some of the British athletes will have done, but we'll come back to that later. It is a tricky event to get your head around, but this is looking pretty decent from the Russians so far. The highest score prior to this has been a 2.86, and that was by the Italians on horse 11, we believe, which is Bo, and that then rounds up the run for the Russians. 2.93 the score, 10 time penalties, a respectable score, that's Samantha, 2.83.
Yeah, nice ride from the Russians there. They are junior athletes, so an outing for them here at the European Championships. And two nice horses, supplied by Gail White, who's based in Buckinghamshire.
Up next then, it is Lithuania, Gintare Venkarskaitė and Dovydas Vaivada.
Lithuanian teams are one to watch now for the laser event. They're in a really strong position. They're very good runners. And Gintare, although an experienced rider, as she's just so physically light, it can be a huge challenge for her when she draws a big horse. She's doing really well here, though, with Bert. Bert is a pentathlon horse owned by Jabina Maslin, based in Dorset.
Your favourite horse, isn't it, I think, Bert? You were still mentioning earlier when we were watching the riding live that it was your favourite horse, I believe, Sam.
Yeah, I trained on Bert and rode him at a few competitions myself, and he's such a sweetheart. He's so honest, and I just really enjoyed keeping a nice contact, but riding forward with my leg. He would always find a way for you, which is what you want in pentathlon riding.
So there is the changeover then. And it is Dovydas Vaivada, and you can see 2.86 the score at the moment, two obstacles knocked off. 2.86 the score at the moment, which is okay, but we'll just see if he can keep this run going.
He's a little bit,
Oh yeah, there's a refusal.
I saw that coming. He's behind the movement, he's holding on too much, and this horse really is not appreciating it. And again, struggling. Yeah.
Well, that's a second. So if it's 4 refusals, that's a disqualification, isn't it? So it's got to make sure, and in fact, it's got to skip this obstacle. Now, talk us through this, Sam.
That's right. So 2 refusals, you need to move on to the next obstacle. That's the rule in pentathlon to keep things going. You can see he's just too handy there, and he needs to really give the horse lots of confidence now with his leg. And you see when this starts to happen and rider and horse lose confidence, it's an absolute disaster in show jumping. And unfortunately, Dovydas is experiencing this now himself. Now he's got some momentum back and his legs are working, but he just needs to give this horse a little bit more encouragement.
And just about making his way through. This is damage limitation time now for Lithuania. They've had 2 events over the course of today, 2 disciplines which they've done well in, but it's all coming unstuck now. If it's one more refusal, then it's over, and it is. It's over for Lithuania, who were in 3rd place, very confidently, looking like they might have been able to pick up a medal, but sadly, Sam, it's all come unstuck.
Yeah, and Dovydas will learn a lesson from this. These horses are excellent horses. They compete in show jumping events themselves with their riders. He just needed to trust the horse a bit more, loosen up his rein, use more leg and encouragement. Especially at this height, it was just about riding the right lines and giving the horse what it needs, giving the horse that confidence. He'll learn from this, and if anything, you learn more from your failures than your successes, especially as a young athlete. And I hope that everyone watching at home can have some sympathy, because this is really difficult riding an unknown horse at major championships.
Was it Muhammad Ali that once said, "I never lose, I either win or I learn"?
I love that mentality.
It's a good
That's
quote,
one
that,
to go
isn't
on
it?
my quote wall, I think, yeah.
Up next then, it is the team from Belarus, Volha Silkina and Ivan Kampsu. They are the biggest competition for Great Britain at the moment, who are out in front with a healthy lead heading into the ride. Volha Silkina first out onto the course and is struggling here with the horse, and in fact is off the horse.
She's down. Now she needs to get back on as quick as possible. I think round that top corner, she just yanked this horse in the wrong way and he didn't like it. She's off now and she's... Oh, bad. Oh, blimey. She's gone through, taken the wing with her. This horse is still going forward, but if you can see her reins are flapping about, this is not a succinct ride, and both horse and rider will be very uncomfortable right now.
Now, if you do knock over the whole fence like you saw there from Silkina, that still only counts as 7 points, so she's not going to be too put off by that. In fact, it's a very brave run, this, isn't it, by Silkina to carry on, because considering that she's struggling with the horse.
She is a professional modern pentathlete, and she's got to carry on no matter what happens. That is her job, but disasters can happen, and that is really unfortunate. But yeah, these times in horse riding, I mean, you've just got to forget how it feels, how uncomfortable it is, and just carry on going, especially in a team setting. She's got to keep going for her partner here, and she's representing her country, but she'll be kicking herself over that. She can ride much better.
Sam Murray, an Olympic silver medalist at London 2012, offering us her expertise into modern pentathlon over the course of this event. Make sure you stay tuned in to listen to Sam Murray's comments, so you can see a little bit of confusion actually now for Ivan Kampsu, and the problem that he's encountering here is that they're rebuilding from where you saw that sort of big knockdown from Silkina.
Right, so to add to the fact that you're competing, you're nervous, you're on an unknown horse, well, one of the jumps was on the floor after Volkina, and so he had to wait for that to be put back up. They rang the bell, but he was mid-flow, so he's had to wait for it to start again to get going. A lot to manage, but hey, he's doing really well now. He's back on track.
And as far as we can tell, the timer wasn't reset at all as well, so we'll have lost time there. So this is proving to be a very costly ride indeed for Belarus. So Lithuania with the 0. Belarus are going to be getting a lot more points taken off if you take off their time penalties. I reckon it's going to be somewhere around the 250s or 240s, if as long as they don't knock over too many more obstacles. So this is all playing into Great Britain and Russia's hands at the moment. Russia with a good score in 4th place. Just one obstacle remaining then for Belarus to end what has been a slightly disappointing round by their standards. Both very good athletes, and would have hoped to get a higher score, and we'll wait to see what the time penalties were. It is a score of, drum roll, 239. So yeah,
ouch,
that's costly.
That's costly, but I mean, the silver lining for Silkina is that she's competing in the individual events, so she might feel now that she's had a bad luck or bad performance out of the way, and that is, for a lot of these athletes, what the mixed relay is for at the moment. We're before the big chance to qualify for the games, so it's a good chance to get out there, get rid of those nerves.
Yeah, because the top 8 athletes in Bath, there's a few more complications behind this, but essentially the top 8 athletes are putting their names in the hat for Tokyo. So this is the final ride. It is Carenza Bryson from Great Britain who is on the riding course now, and we know very well that a good score here for Great Britain will put them in a very good position, Sam.
Carenza riding absolutely beautifully here. She's taking great lines around this course, avoiding time penalties. She's fitting perfectly well with this 14-2 gelding, and she looks so comfortable and in control. You'd think she'd ride this horse all the time. She's only met him 20 minutes ago. Her Pony Club pass really showing through. Whoops, just a slight mistake there, bit of indecision from horse and rider, but clears the oxer very well. And now for the changeover.
Yeah, she got over the fence well, which and carried on, didn't come off the horse, which could have been costly. A heart-in-mouth moment there for Great Britain, but it's all good. Mars Pillage now out on the course for Great Britain, an exceptionally strong swimmer, a very good fencer as well, indeed a very good rider, becoming a very accomplished all-round athlete is Mars Pillage, and putting themselves in a very good position. Team GB here. Can Mars Pillage keep this run going? Making his way now towards obstacle 4. It's a sharp right-hand turn to obstacle 5. Pretty much at the halfway stage now, so makes his way over obstacle 5. Just 3 obstacles remaining for Team GB here. This is looking very good, very handy indeed, in front of their own home crowd. They're familiar with the surroundings. Mars Pillage looking a little bit slow, making his way around there, but the rest of the run has been quick. A good clean jump over obstacle 7, makes it over obstacle 8. Sam, that's great.
Beautiful round by Miles, held his nerve together, finished the course in style. Excellent run from the British duo here, and that's going to put them in such a great position for the laser run event. They both rode beautifully. You can see that both these athletes have grown up with horses, both coming from Pony Club, riding ponies throughout their childhood. Really stands them in good stead as pentathletes on the world stage.
So good stuff that there from Great Britain, and that's only going to extend their lead at the top of the standings after 3 events. Just seeing a replay here then of Bryson, and here then are the results after the first 3 events, and you can see Great Britain absolutely steaming ahead at the moment, ahead of Russia in 2nd place, Italy in 3rd. The Czech Republic have come back into things. They were in 7th place heading into the riding, would have made their way nicely up the standings and are certainly in with a chance of getting a medal, a bronze, who knows, maybe even a silver. It's going to be tough to catch Great Britain, isn't it, from that position? But you never know. That is the beauty of modern pentathlon. It is all up for grabs. So that then is the conclusion of the first 3 events. We are now live here in Bath. The 2019 Modern Pentathlon European Championships will be concluded in the next 15 minutes or so. The laser run will get underway from 5 o'clock. The athletes just going through their final rituals before taking to the laser run starting place. And there you can see Miles Pillage of Great Britain just jogging now towards the start line, I think. What goes through your mind at this point, Sam?
I mean, this is a really difficult bit for a pentathlete because you have all that adrenaline, you're ready to run. These athletes are now going to run 1 mile over 2 800-meter loops. Yet, you have to run into that shooting range, stand still, poise, and squeeze the trigger and hit that target. It's not an easy thing to do.
And when you think of all the adrenaline, and as you mentioned, pumping around your body, your heart's racing, your hands are shaking, you've just run, you know, 800 meters or whatever it is. It's really not easy, is it, to keep your hands steady and to make those 5 lasers as quickly as you can?
And it's all about training. These athletes will train all winter long, practicing the shooting technique, getting their race strategy in place mentally. This is a big mental challenge for these athletes. Now, while Miles and Carenza have a 40-second advantage on 2nd place, I mean, that's huge. That's over 200 meters in running distance. It's all about nerves, isn't it? When you have the home crowd around you, you know, you want to come in, you want to do a good job, and shooting is all about your head. It's not about the physical part of your event in the pentathlon. So they really have to just have themselves together, composure, and make sure they take a moment to just enjoy it and focus on what they can do, because they can both shoot extraordinarily well.
Now, there is a really great atmosphere building here, and one of the announcers here is trying to get, I believe, a Mexican wave going along the fans, and I just took part. Why not? It's all good fun here.
Yeah, she's doing really well. We've got a really good turnout here for the mixed relay. This is a Tuesday. There's Jabina Maslin.
There's Jabina.
There she is.
And someone just shouted, "You're on the telly." Brilliant. That's Jabina, the riding coach you were talking about earlier, isn't it?
Jabina from Dorset, famous riding instructor, and has been helping modern pentathlon for over 20 years. And Miles there, just bit of composure, deep breaths. Yep, getting the snot out as you do before you run. A very important part of the prep. And he just needs to go out there and enjoy it. Carenza will go first. Women start first in the relays.
Yeah, and then of course the men take over at the halfway stage. So it's down to the women. I mean, it's down to Carenza Bryson to consolidate that lead, to make sure she hands over to Miles with a healthy lead. 40 seconds. I mean, I don't want to jinx the Great Britain team. I don't actually believe in the commentators' curse thing. I think that's a myth. But I can't see how Great Britain are going to throw this lead away.
I do think they've got this in the bag. Carenza is a medicine student from the University of Plymouth. So she's studying medicine part-time. She's supported by the British Army, and she's a full-time pentathlete. So she's got a lot on her plate, and I'm sure she can manage this.
You can see Irina Prampolina from Italy as well, and you can see various members of the Team GB team here in Bath. 1 minute then until the start of the race. And the start line is in a different position to the finish line, I believe, here in Bath, isn't it?
Well, the start line is actually adjacent to the finish line, so it's right in front of the crowd. The finish has got the arch over the top, so you can see it as you're running in as an athlete. Carenza there just taking a few breaths and smiling. That's a great thing to see as she stood on the start line. And it's with this 30 seconds to go that you start to feel those nerves, and you just know it's time to get going, time to perform and enjoy it.
It is a nerve-wracking start to the race. There have been 3 disciplines over the course of the day. We are about to embark on the final 2 disciplines, the combined laser shoot. It is a short run down to the laser shooting run, where the athletes will take 5 shots at the laser. It takes usually 10 seconds for a good run, and you can see already it is going through Bryson's mind how she's going to do this. Less pressure on the Brits with that big lead. Who will come home in first, second and third? Who will get gold, silver and bronze? We will find out in a few minutes' time. The final few preparations going through, and you can see just lining herself up, getting her composure.
Some visualization techniques there, going over in her mind. And now she's waiting for the countdown.
So our announcer will give us a 5-second countdown.
3, 2, 1.
And off we go then in the mixed relay final. Great Britain getting us underway. It is Carenza Bryson from Great Britain making her way now then towards the chute, and we'll see how well she gets away. You can see those green lights above her boost. She makes her first shot, makes her second 2. It's 3 out of 3. This is good stuff. Make that. Oh, I thought that was going to be 4 out of 4, but it's not. Struggling on this 4th one a little bit. Make the 4th eventually, and there's a 5th. So great stuff that there from Carenza Bryson. Gets off to a fantastic start. Calm, cool, composed. Good stuff, Sam.
Fantastic shot there, 7 out of 5 shots. She did really well, held her composure. She's actually a fantastic shot. She's got a quick turnaround. And here we have the next competitor coming into the range from Russia, who are also very good shots. But Carenza is flying ahead around the field. She just needs to enjoy this now.
So this is where we will see who is going to take a step towards a silver or bronze medal, as 3 athletes making their way now towards the shooting range. Czech Republic, Italy and Russia, all at the shooting range. And this is where things get interesting. Italy on 3 out of 5. Belarus also on 3 out of 5. Germany on 3 as well, although I think that's actually the Czech Republic. It's yes, it is the Czech Republic at the back of my shot. So Italy get away well, Belarus get away, and where you can see Germany, that's actually the Czech Republic. So the Czech Republic make away with 15 seconds. So yeah, that's impressive stuff, isn't it, there by the chasing pack.
Way out in front. She's coming round the track. The home crowd are just going to love seeing her here running so well. Her family are here, university friends are here, and Irene Pampolini, one of the fastest runners in the women's pentathlon field. To give you some context, she's probably running around 3-minute pace per kilometre right now, and she's a really good shot, so she always makes up the ground in this final laser run.
This is the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Italy in 2nd place at the moment. They've already gone past Russia. Can they put pressure on Great Britain out in the front? It was a huge 40-second advantage that Great Britain had, and there you can see Bryson in total control of this race at the moment. It'll be 2 laps for the ladies before they hand over to the gents, but you can see in 2nd place at the moment it is Irene Prampolina of Italy.
Irene's got a great running technique. She's sponsored by Hakona. Really strong run in the field, and Carenza just steaming ahead here. I wouldn't say running is Carenza's strongest event, but with her technical disciplines so strong and so confident, and now she's got this huge lead in the running, she can just enjoy this part.
It looks pretty straightforward stuff for Great Britain at the moment. As long as they can keep their composure, then they will be taking gold here in front of their home crowd. Carenza Bryson of Great Britain just making her way down past the start-finish straight, then being chased down by Prampolina of Italy, but it is confident stuff for the team from Great Britain as they complete their first lap. Italy, there you can see, in 2nd place, with Russia just behind them in 3rd. So first lap done and dusted then for Great Britain. Let's keep an eye then on Bryson as she makes her way towards her 2nd laser shoot. It was very confident stuff last time, wasn't it? And we'll, I'm sure, we'll go back to see it. So that's 1 shot out of the 5, 2 shots out of the 5, and that's 3 out of 3, 4 out of 4. This is phenomenal shooting, almost 5 out of 5. The last shot, she's just struggling with this last one. It's still a very good time. 12 seconds is more than good enough for Great Britain. She chucks away her protective eye mask that covers up one of the eyes as she shoots, and that is job well done for Carenza Bryson.
I mean, fantastic shooting there. she just excels on the shooting range. She came in there, absolutely nailed it, focused, and pleased the crowd. She wants to enjoy this last 800-meter loop, and Miles will be getting ready to perform.
So Miles Pillage will be just going through the motions on this start-finish straight. Can't see him in shot at the moment. I think he's going to be probably encouraging his teammate to see how she's getting on. But you can see at the shooting range now is Russia, Italy and the Czech Republic. So who is going to get out first? The Czech Republic putting together a very good shoot here is Eli Privalova. Eli Privalova moves up into second place after a fantastic shoot. So we said the Czech Republic were in with a chance of pushing up the running order a little bit earlier, and now they are up into second place. A close battle between Belarus and Italy. Great shooting that from Privalova.
And this is the exciting bit of pentathlon, when you have all these nations that come together in the laser run. There really is a fight for the medals. We now have 3 different countries competing for silver and bronze. Looks like Czech are going to take the silver, but we never know what will happen with the men's. Carenza there steaming ahead, coming to take over to Miles very soon.
It's almost job done for Great Britain, isn't it? I don't want to put too much pressure on Miles Pillage, but he is really in a good position. Privalova, by the way, for the Czech Republic, has won a gold and a silver in the last year in modern pentathlon mixed relay. She is a very accomplished mixed relay athlete. But you can see that battle between Italy and Russia for third place is really hotting up. Things are getting tense as we approach the halfway stage of the laser run.
And Prampolini, she's made back up some ground here on the back of Russia, ready for the changeover with the Italian Balacero. But it looks like Czech and silver, and a bit of a battle here for bronze.
Well, the sun has been shining so far down on this laser run. We've managed to avoid any more downpours, which is great for the athletes on the track. It's certainly working very well then for Carenza Bryson of Great Britain, who is storming out in the lead at the moment. She has got one sharp left-hand turn to get around this track before handing over to Miles Pillage, who is ready now on the start line, about to take over from his teammate. Great stuff this then from Bryson as she makes her way towards Miles Pillage. She has done her job. She'll hand over to her teammate, Miles Pillage, who slaps the hand of his teammate, and it is now over to you, Miles Pillage.
What an amazing job Carenza did there. Absolutely fantastic performance. She will be so proud of herself.
Czech Republic consolidating that second place. An excellent run from Eli Privalova, making the way through the field after being a little bit further back after the fencing. But here you can see Miles Pillage with 2 shots out of 2 so far. Makes the third as well. So this is great stuff from Miles Pillage. Misses the fourth, makes it now. This to make it 5. Excellent shoot there from Miles Pillage. Just 10.880 on the clock, and they are absolutely storming.
This is a pretty unique scenario for pentathlon in general. You don't often see this big a gap, which shows how well this pair have done today. And they really can enjoy it. It's almost like a day out training for them. The battle is happening here, though, for silver and bronze.
This is where things are really getting interesting. You can see the Czech Republic on the left-hand side of your screen up against Russia now. And this is going to get interesting. We'll try to sort of keep you updated on what's going on in this battle. I know that Russia have made 2 shots. Czech Republic have made 5 and are away. And they hang on to that second place. But Russia, if they can get away quickly, I think maybe have closed that gap just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Although Prampolini is a very strong runner from Italy, Valerio I don't think is as strong. So I think this is going to be handed over to the Czech Republic here, who really excel in this event. And here we go, they're in second place already with a nice 20-meter gap there on Russia.
Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it, for the Czech Republic team, with just one more laser shoot remaining. Meanwhile, we're barely mentioning Team GB. They're absolutely storming out ahead, and you can see Czech Republic, who started in 4th place, David Kindle, is now confidently in 2nd place. But we do, of course, have one more laser shoot to go. That pressure will be on that final lap, knowing that if they can keep their cool, then they will hang on to their positions and get these medals in the bag. Miles Pillage just looks so calm out there.
He does. Calm, composed, enjoying it. I mean, he trains here every day of the week, so this is a comfortable environment for him, but just a great event for Miles. He's had a fantastic season, and at this point in an event he would usually be running really fast and he'd have lactic in his legs and be puffing, but where he is in the race he can just enjoy it and see this as a really good training experience, and and a way to showcase how good he is at this level.
In the background of his shot in the red jersey, that's Matthias Santon from Germany, making his way around the latter stages of the track. They started the race in 7th place. It'll be intriguing to see where they come home. Here in 2nd place then, it is the Czech Republic. David Kindl doing a good job for the Czech Republic after Eli Privalova managed to overtake Russia, overtake Italy and move up into 2nd place. The battle for 3rd will be interesting on the final lap. Meanwhile, it is Mars Pillage from Great Britain, who is looking cool as a cucumber out there on the racetrack, and we will see how he gets on with this final laser shoot. It all comes down to this. Mars Pillage, how's your nerves? Makes his way into the shooting range. Misses the first.
The wind has just picked up here. It does make it a little bit harder to shoot, but he's coping with it.
Coping well. 2 out of the 5 so far. Make that 3. Mars Pillage is finding some rhythm here. Misses the 4th. Meanwhile, Russia are just about to make their way to the shooting range, but I think Mars Pillage has done enough. He's away. So Mars Pillage consolidates that 1st place lead. It's a straight run now for Great Britain if they are to pick up gold here in Bath in front of their home crowd. But meanwhile, the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th is really heating up. The Czech Republic with 3 targets to their name so far. Russia are struggling a little bit here. This could perhaps give a chance for Italy to make their way back into things. It's 2 on the go for Russia. The Czech Republic are struggling here, but it could be an opportunity for Russia, who are also struggling. Italy now with 4. Italy could be about to move up to 3rd place. The Czech Republic get away. And who is that that's just moved up into? I think that's Slovakia, who are a lap behind. So let's not get too excited about Slovakia. So in 2nd place, it is the Czech Republic, but that battle for 2nd could really get exciting in the final stage of this race, Samantha.
And it's when athletes come in all together at the range at one time, that's where you can be distracted by the person next to you. You can lose your rhythm, and coming back to your focus can be a challenge, especially when it's the last shoot and it all matters. So now we do have a bit of a race on for 2nd place, but I actually have confidence in the Czech team. They look a lot stronger here as he's running.
Mars Pillage just going around the final few stages of this track. This would be an impressive gold, I believe, a 1st senior gold medal for Mars Pillage.
He did win a medal in the men's team last year at the World Championships in Mexico. That was a gold medal. Was that a gold? Okay. With Jamie Cook's win at the World Championships, but this will be the 1st medal at senior level for Miles Pillage and Karenza Bryson, 2 junior athletes who are really promising talents for the future. Here you can see 2nd place is still in the hands then of the Czech Republic, and Mars Pillage knows the job is as good as done as he makes his way, just cutting through the motions really here, isn't he? Through the centre of the course. Not long left now for Mars Pillage, who will be taking it home for Great Britain. It was a great run, wasn't it, by Karenza Bryson? It's been a great run by Mars Pillage. We've had some strange weather throughout the course of today. We've had rain, but the sun is shining here in Bath, and it is shining down on Great Britain as well, as Mars Pillage makes his way now towards the final start-finish straight for the final time today. A big smile in his face. He's even got time to give high fives to the crowd. Mars Pillage of Great Britain brings it home, and it is gold for Great Britain. Karenza Bryson and Mars Pillage are the champions. Fantastic stuff. They've been phenomenal throughout the course of the day. It is gold for Great Britain here in Bath in front of their home crowd, and I can tell you, coming home in 2nd place, it is going to be the Czech Republic, who put together a very good laser run as well. So it is silver for the Czech Republic, and coming home in bronze, it is Italy. A good finish for them too, overtaking Russia, I think, in the final stages of this race. So it's gold for Great Britain, it is silver for Czech Republic, it is bronze for Italy, and it is 4th place in the end for Russia. Amazing day for Great Britain. I feel so proud of Miles and Karenza. They just had an absolutely storming competition today. They dominated in every event, and they held together their poise. They just enjoyed competing in front of their home crowd. It just goes to show how dominant they were today, that they actually, I mean, Miles had time to high-five people on the way past, but they also were posing for photos before the other athletes had even made their way over the finish line. I mean, they're not even out of breath. They've just been so dominant today, and great experience for these two. We can definitely watch out for them next year and years to come, representing pentathlon at this level.
They have absolutely smashed it today, haven't they? Let's take a moment to reflect on the Czech Republic's performance, because firstly, Eli Privalova was phenomenal, wasn't she, making her way from fourth to second, handing over to her teammate David Kindle, who really kept his cool in those final few moments, and a really impressive silver medal for the Czech Republic.
Yeah, we did highlight them as ones to watch during the riding event, and they are great laser run athletes. Their training in Prague is so steady, and they've got such a military approach to their training. Neither of these two athletes are actually in the main draw for the individuals at the weekend, but that's a fantastic competition for the Czech team.
Eli Privalova is an accomplished individuals athlete as well. There you can see the team from Germany, Matthias Santon and Pierre Bacau. The German team very, very strong in modern pentathlon. We've spoken about how competitive the men's team are, haven't we? All four of the men's team winning medals over the course of this year.
That's right. The strength and depth in the Germans' men team is just phenomenal at the moment, and they are the ones to watch in terms of challenging podium places this weekend for the men's individual on Saturday. And following that in a year's time at the Tokyo Olympics, that's a country that's just really excelling in the sport.
So we can head to our reporter Alan Morton, who is trackside with your gold medalists. He is with Karenza Bryson and Miles Pillage.
Miles, Karenza, that was a dominant finish to a pretty strong day all told. Just talk us through your day, because it started obviously well with the swim and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we came out here with the goal of getting a medal, so to come out won the golds, it's good. We had a really strong day, winning the swim, fence. Ride, we were really fortunate, it shook the scores up a lot, and then we just had to hold on in the combined, which we did fairly comfortably. So.
And how was your day, Karenza? I say it's been pretty strong all day. You seem to be up the top of the field all the time, yeah?
Yeah, we had a good day in all the elements. So, as Miles said, we were lucky on the horses. We had good horses. I had a close call on one fence, but managed to stay on. And, yeah, we've just kind of been consistent the whole day. So, yeah.
And sometimes when you're out the front there, it's sometimes difficult to concentrate, maybe sometimes. So, happy with your laser pistol performance?
Yeah, starting off first, being the one who goes on go is quite, I don't think I've ever done it before actually, so it was quite nerve-wracking, and just trying to keep my cool, come into the range and just focus on my sights and not the crowd. It's great to have a home crowd, but they are loud and sometimes it distracts you, so yeah.
And Miles, what's it been like to have the event back here, and especially now it's grown in importance?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, having this home crowd is, I think, the first time for both of us to have something like that, and it can really have a massive effect on you. Sometimes not for the good in the shooting, but like just in the running and the fencing, like it's really good to have everyone behind you. So thank you to everyone again.
Enjoy the podium.
Thank you.
Great stuff. A lovely interview that there from Karenza Bryson and Miles Pillage, who really do deserve their moments in the spotlight. And we're talking about some of the work that goes into this. Karenza Bryson studying medicine, and talk to us a little bit about what she's doing, Sam.
That's right. I mean, most pentathletes who want to make it to the Olympic Games come here to the University of Bath, enrol on a university degree course, and therefore can access the National Training Centre and hopefully receive funding from UK Sport. Karenza's decided to study medicine, so that's taken her to the University of Plymouth. Very busy schedule, studying full-time and also training for modern pentathlon, and she's supported by the British Army.
Really interesting to hear the many lives that modern pentathletes lead in order to get to the top in this sport. We can head back down to our reporter Alan Morton, who is with the silver medalists Elitska Privalova and David Kindle from the Czech Republic.
David, Eliska, great race. So there was some pressure on you in battling for that second place.
Yeah, it was kind of pressure. It was on the shooting. I had a hard time, but finally I ran for it.
And Eliska, you gave him a good start, I think, yeah?
Yeah, my shooting was really good. I was surprised. My second shooting was clear, and so yeah, my shooting was really good.
And what's it been like here all day? Because you've been performing well all day at a high level. Happy with the facilities and your performance today?
Yeah, the facilities were really nice. It was really well organized, and yeah, we started with a, let's say, average fence. My fencing was a bit worse than David, so he kind of saved it. And yeah, our riding. Yeah, then I saved the shooting. That's right. So yeah, horses were kind of difficult for me. David had a really good horse and performed a really nice ride. So yeah, I think we were really satisfied with the whole day.
Good. David, you're happy with the day from your point of view?
Yeah, I'm happy with this medal. It's my first senior medal, so and the whole day was good in every discipline. So
Good. Congratulations, enjoy the podium.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that was the sweetest interview I've heard. That was really nice to hear the thoughts of David Kindle, who has picked up his first senior medal. What a moment for him.
What a moment. And how tough to do the interview in English. I mean, you've got to commend these athletes, multilingual Czech athletes, fantastic. But they will love this moment, and to stand on the podium will mean so much to them.
You can see the fans out in their numbers, waving various flags from around the country. That particular one is a great British flag. Being in Bath here, there is a very strong local support. We can head now to our bronze medalists, the team from Italy, Irina Prampolini and Valerio Grassolini.
I'll let you talk in Italian. Irene, Valeria, good strong finish. Just talk us through how was the race?
It was good. We started with little swimming was in the middle. Fencing we started very bad, but in the middle we are very good. Also we feeling a field together. So he gave me the power in fencing because it's better. And then riding was very good. We had a very good horses. They were very big, and also they were good horses. And then laser run was good. My shooting, the second series was so-and-so, but Valerio finished very well.
Thank you.
Valeria can tell us how was the. He can tell us for the Italian viewers how he has felt about the whole event.
In Italian, vabbè, mi sono sentito bene, bella gara, l'inizio così e così, ma alla fine, verso la fine, soprattutto con la Serran è andata bene alla fine. Fortunati nelle guidazioni, e, diciamo siamo partiti sfortunati, ma abbiamo finito la giornata molto bene, diciamo.
Enjoy the podium, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, fortunately, we do have Sam Murray in the commentary box, former Olympic silver medalist in the London 2012 Olympic Games. And you speak Italian as well, one of your many talents. Can you give us a rough idea of what was said in that Italian interview?
Yeah, Valerio just said, look, I'm delighted to be here. It's a beautiful competition, really well organised. Things have been so for me today, but I had a great riding event and some good shooting. And you know, overall, I'm just really happy.
Fantastic stuff. Let's take a look back then on what was an eventful laser run with some highlights of our final discipline of the day.
4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so we have Great Britain with Carissa Brighton. She will go to the shoot first. And she will have a 40-second lead. So the Russians will have to wait until that 40-second clock has ticked on. They're watching as we stand here, and we'll see Karakina. She'll be going next, and then
Yes, David Cadwell 5 is away. So, still the medal position away. Slovakia making up ground, Italy making up ground. On the last lap, we've got a really interesting battle for second, third and fourth. David Kindle going to
Victory! He's looked over his shoulder. There is no one behind him. He's high-fiving with supporters on his face. Thrill the process, waiting for the huge Slovakians. The first victory for the
Well, if you're just joining us on our coverage from the Modern Pentathlon European Championships, then welcome. Myself, James Zanadakis, and Olympic silver medalists from London 2012, Sam Murray, bringing you commentary as we await the medal ceremony here in Bath. Welcome back to the commentary booth, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
Watched the highlights there, didn't we, of Great Britain's victory.
That's
Phenomenal
right.
stuff, wasn't it?
Today was excellent. The duo Miles Pillage and Carenza Bryson just excelled themselves. They put on such a good show, and it's a great way to start the championships. They both had absolutely outstanding performances and will be filled with confidence now. And I think a very proud moment is about to come to them as they take the top place on that podium.
We are going to have a little bit of a wait until we have the medal ceremony here in Bath, so we have an opportunity to chat to Sam, which I've been itching to do over the course of the day. So we're going to ask you a variety of questions about your career, about Bath in general, about living in Bath. You've just got married as well. I don't know if you want to talk about that on the air.
Sure.
We've got loads we can chat about. We can talk for hours. There's Matthias Santon sat just relaxing in the background. I mean, Sam, listen, let's start at the obvious point. Listen, you had a very good career, didn't you? You won gold. You won silver at the London 2012 Olympics in front of your home crowd. Talk to us about what that was like.
London 2012. Do you know, on the 12th of August, so next week, it will be the 7th anniversary since I won that medal, and each year goes by and I just appreciate it even more. It was such an amazing event. I mean, London 2012 Olympics, I don't really need to say it, but we put on such a good show here in Great Britain. It was phenomenal. I mean, especially for a pentathlete. If you look where we are today in Bath, this event is a really good event for pentathlon. We've got a really good turnout of spectators, and at the weekend for the women and men's finals respectively, we're probably going to see a few thousand in terms of the crowds. But at the Olympic Games, there were 20,000 people watching in Greenwich Stadium, so that was unheard of for our sport. And it was just an amazing experience. And to finish second when I was 22, still a student at university, was just an amazing day. All my friends and family are there. And it's great now to come back and give my time to commentate and to see friends within the sport again.
More to come from Sam in a few moments' time, but what we can do is hand over to the performance director of Team GB, who is by the side of the track and willing to give us his thoughts on Great Britain's gold medal.
Yes, James, we're with Jan Bartu, Performance Director for Pentathlon GB. Jan, the gods shine kindly in the end with the weather, but you must be pleased to get the first day under the belt with this event you've fought so hard to bring here.
It's a dream start for us to the championships, and fantastic for the athletes. They can see we can do it. We have depth in the pathway. And seeing Carenza and Miles, both successful athletes in the under 19 and under 17 categories, making it to the senior competition is fantastic.
And you were very influential, obviously, in bringing this European Championships here. We had one back in 2015, but you managed to bring it back here again, so quickly. Presumably, something to do with the facilities you have here.
We have fantastic setup in Bath. We've received massive support from the university as well. All stakeholders are behind us firmly, and that was always my dream, to have a sort of legacy event going on after we all depart to the sunset. So it's fantastic to see second edition of the European Championships Olympic qualifier for Tokyo on our doorstep.
Now, just looking forward to the weekend, what's your thoughts and predictions with the team? We've got the men's final on Saturday and the women's final, which will be bringing you live. Just tell us a little bit about your thoughts behind the team and what preparations have been going on.
We had fantastic final preparations for these championships. We spent 3 weeks in altitude in Eastern Pyrenees. All team looked very good. I got sort of very good feeling about coming down to Bath and shaping up last days before the competition. I truly believe that the best is still to come. We have both men and women's team very strong, and I know they are highly motivated, and especially after this opening event of the championships, they can just see that maybe it's our day coming up again.
And still a big event. You've got lots still going on all week. There's a men's relay, I believe, and a women's relay. So it's a busy week for you and all the staff here.
Yeah, it's a very busy week, and I think the organization of the event today was very good. It's always sort of uncertain on the first day of the competition because logistically pentathlon is very complicated, but they've done a great job, and hopefully we can see bigger crowds coming supporting British athletes.
Look forward to it. Enjoy the podium.
Thank you very much.
Thoughts there then of Jan Bartu, the performance director of a very successful Team GB team who have been picking up medals galore this World Cup season, indeed here in the Modern Pentathlon European Champions here at the University of Bath. Let's head back down then to the side of the track where we can hear from the CEO of Pentathlon GB, Sarah Heath.
Yes, thank you, James. I'm with Sarah Heath, CEO for Pentathlon GB. Sarah, you must have been a little bit worried with the rain earlier on, but anyway, all is finished fantastic on this first day, yeah?
Absolutely. I'm so pleased. I saw a rainbow just over after the rain, so we were definitely very hopeful, so very pleased.
And obviously a British win has given this event some momentum that you've fought so hard to manage to bring here, yeah?
Absolutely, and obviously for our athletes and for the crowds to see the British team winning is absolutely great. So hopefully there will be more across the week.
And behind the scenes, this is a little bit tougher to put on as an event than any simple sport. Yeah, it's quite involved.
Yeah, when you've got 5 sports, it's definitely very tricky to kind of get all the components working together. But very pleased, and it'll be a great boost for the team and the volunteers to see we've done one day and it's gone really well. So we're very happy.
Congratulations! Look forward to a big weekend at the end.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thoughts there then of Sarah Heath, the CEO of Pentathlon GB, and Sam, as you can imagine, very happy with what's been going on so far. A nice little zoom in of the Olympic tattoo on that guy's leg.
Yeah, bobsleigh. So British bobsleigh actually based here at the University of Bath, and they've offered their volunteering services at the event, so that's fantastic. A real effort from all the different teams that are based here.
So we pretty much getting close then to the medal presentation ceremony. We're just a couple of minutes away, and that is a really cool tattoo. I love that. It is a tradition amongst athletes, isn't it, to get some of them go for the idea of getting a tattoo after doing an Olympic event.
Yeah, I haven't yet. I mean, I've just always wondered where I should have it. Maybe I should get one, I don't know. But I think they do look really cool, especially his on his calf is a good place to put it. And then inside the circles, the years in which you participated at the games, that's a really cool idea. I like that a lot.
It's cool, isn't it? I mean, I wouldn't get a tattoo myself, but if I was an Olympic athlete, never going to happen, obviously, I'd definitely get a tattoo.
Oh, come on, you could make it in some event. What could you make it in? What are you good at?
Honestly, I don't know.
You told me you like tennis.
Yeah, I'm probably not Olympic standard, though.
Well, there is a sport for everyone. That's what we say here in pentathlon, with the mixed, diverse disciplines.
I like your thinking. We'll come back to this one, shall we? You competed at, obviously, Olympics yourself. We mentioned about the silver medal. Was that the only Olympics you competed at?
No, I went to Rio 2016 as well. Very different experience in South America. Really enjoyable. Olympics is a really special occasion, and all these athletes who are competing here this week in the individuals will be hoping and dreaming of a top 8 finish to qualify themselves for Tokyo 2020. And for modern pentathlon, the Olympics is at the heart of what we do. We were created by Baron Pierre de Coubertin, who founded the Modern Olympics in 1986, and he created his sport, the modern pentathlon, which he felt encompassed the all-round capabilities of his ultimate athlete in terms of physical and mental skill, with the shooting, the fencing, the swimming, the running and the horse riding. Being a military man, he wanted to bring in the horse riding, as the military has such a strong connection to equestrian. So the Olympics is at the heart of our lives as modern pentathletes, and to go there and represent is the dream for everyone here training and competing in the modern pentathlon. And to have done it twice myself, amazing, and all the friends that I made on the way, many of which I'm seeing over the course of this week and catching up with. We have an Olympians alumni on Saturday where all the Olympians, I think since 1976, have been invited to the University of Bath to receive our Ollie pin, because the OLY is now a thing that you can put after your name as an Olympic athlete, and that's going to be an amazing occasion to be here in Bath, where we're at the centre of pentathlon in the UK, the heart of our sport. So it's great, and it's great for me to be back. I trained here for 10 years. I was at university here, and everyone taking part, all the volunteers. As you can see now, the cameraman, he's the father of a junior athlete called Brad Sutton.
Brad Sutton's dad, that I got a picture with them earlier.
Yeah, you know, it's...
Brad Sutton was in the commentary box himself a little bit earlier.
He filled for me as I couldn't get here on time. I was busy this morning.
I mean, explain that, because you as an athlete, your timing has to be impeccable.
Oh, come on, I was working. I've retired now, so I work full time, and
All right, we'll let you off.
Couldn't get here first thing on a Tuesday, but don't worry, I'll be here all day on Saturday and Sunday.
And this is one of the things I love about. I absolutely love about Modern Pentathlon. There's a community here. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone's slapping you on the back. You've got parents here. You've got brothers. You've got sisters. You've got all sorts of different people here, and it's just such a pleasure to be a part of. You really are. As soon as you step through the gates, you're part of the family.
Modern pentathlon is a really unique world. I've enjoyed it since I was about 14 years old, travelling around the world, meeting friends everywhere that I go. And you're right, there's such a good sense of team and camaraderie across all the different nations, regardless of culture, language barrier, wherever you are. Everyone is out there being really, really friendly to one another. And I think the fencing element, because people have to find sparring partners to fence different opponents to get better, we host and hold international training camps for fencing around the world. So these athletes are interacting with each other at competition, but also in a training environment where everyone's just got a bit more of a chilled out, relaxed mentality, and they're there to enjoy themselves. And sport's about having fun, right?
Absolutely, that is the most important part. It's, you know, the taking part that is the important thing. And wherever you are, watching and listening around the world, make sure you get out and you take part in sports, because that is the thing that gets your endorphins going. It's healthy. It's a great, you know, activity to do. And there you can see
Chris Pat from the French team.
Yeah.
So I lived in Paris for a year in 2010 to 2011. Well, from my French and politics degree, that was where I was on my sandwich placement year, and I trained with the French team at INSEP in Vincennes, which is west of Paris. Amazing experience. The French team was so welcoming. I trained with them every day.
Speak French as well, don't you?
Yeah, I speak the French thanks to my degree, and then the Italian came afterwards. And it's always great to see them again at the competitions and chat to them.
Yeah, you can see the crowd eagerly awaiting then this medal ceremony, which we were promised would begin in a couple of minutes' time, and that was about 5 minutes ago. So bear with us. We are building up then to this coverage of the medal ceremony, and I think we are about to begin. So it will, of course, I think it's the top 6 in the World Cups that make their way to the podium. I think it's probably is it just the top 3 that they're going to do here?
I imagine just the top 3 at this major European Championships, yeah.
Making their way towards the podiums then are the teams, as you can see there. Czech Republic with an impressive silver medal, and you can see Great Britain, who were absolutely dominating in gold first place position, with Italy a very accomplished third place. So coming out to what is a tune that you kind of associate to winning, isn't it, and competing at the top. I don't know what the song's called, but I do love it.
It's from the famous movie Chariots of Gold.
Of course,
Chariots of Fire.
There we go. You got that.
We're showing our age, aren't we? We're just so young.
I know. Chariots of Fire, there we go. We got that together.
So there at the podium we have Sarah Heath, who's the CEO of Modern Pentathlon, and then Tony Temple, the former chairman of the sport, who gave over 30 years as chairman. Amazing man, and always endorsed our sport and been there through the good times and the bad. So it's great to have him back here today to present these medals.
So first up onto the podium are our bronze medalists from Italy, Irina Trampolini and Valeria Grasselli. Very good stuff from the Italians. They managed to get past the Russians on the final lap to get that final medal position, and they'll be very pleased. We obviously had the interview with them on the podium. It is Tony Temple, as Samantha rightly pointed out, who will be presenting them with their European Championship bronze medals.
Modern pentathletes spend about 25 hours a week training all year long, so these moments standing on the podium are just so special. And it's great for Miles and Carenza, who will take the gold medal, that their families are here to watch. Often when they're competing all over the world, your friends and family just can't get out there. And modern pentathlon, although I know now we're live on the red button, which is amazing for our sport, we're often, as you know, James, you can catch us on YouTube via streaming. So it is important for them to take in this moment, as it's so precious.
Silver medalists then from the Czech Republic. Another medal in the mixed relay for Eli Privalova. David Kindle picking up a medal too. And I think he said it was his first senior medal, didn't he? And
he'll be totally made up. I mean, he's come through the juniors and he's trying to break into the seniors now. Exposure is fantastic for him at this level. And to take a medal back home with him, back to the Czech Republic, back to Prague where he lives, would just be great for him and a great moment for his coaches as well. Sarah Heath there handing out the flowers. She just started as CEO to the sport about 8 months ago, so all new to her, but she's done a fantastic job bringing this event together.
Here we go then. It's the moment they've been waiting for. A huge cheer from the crowd here in Bath. What a moment for the team from Great Britain. Miles Pillage and Carenza Bryson. An incredible performance by both these athletes, and they take gold. What a moment for them, Sam.
Absolutely, really proud moment. You could hear the crowd there, so happy for them. Today at the University of Bath we have fans old and new of modern pentathlon. We have former competitors, current athletes who are here watching, who are getting ready to compete this weekend in the individual. We have volunteers. The volunteers are what keeps sports like modern pentathlon going, and they come back time after time and help out so much and make days like today happen. And look how happy these two athletes are. Carenza fist in the air now. She's put so much into this, studying full-time at Plymouth University. What an amazing achievement, and a gold medal. And we'll soon hear the national anthem, which will be just lovely.
Yeah, we will pause now for the national anthem of Great Britain here in Bath. Gold then for Great Britain, the national anthem of Great Britain, playing out your 2019 Modern Pentathlon European Championship medalists on display here. What a proud moment for GB.
Absolutely. It's really interesting that Carenza and Miles actually got into modern pentathlon together when they were really young, around 12 years old. They started at Plymouth Pentathlon Club. So now to be winning a medal on this stage is just fantastic, and doing it together, real friendship there, and that showed through today in this mixed relay event.
Well, that then concludes our coverage of modern pentathlon mixed relay here from Bath, our first of 3 commentaries to bring you over the course of this week. We have the women's individual final next up on Saturday to bring you live coverage, followed by the men's individual final on Sunday. It promises to be a great week. Make sure you stay across all of the social media sites to keep up with news over the course of the week, to find out who qualifies for the finals and how the men's relay and the women's relay get on. But from myself and Samantha Murray, we appreciate you tuning in, and we will speak to you again very shortly. Bye for now.
See you at the weekend. Goodbye.